Through ecstasy, crystal meth, and glue, I found no drug that compares to you. All these pills, all this weed, I don't know just what I need. Was in love with a girl on coffee? Can't remember. What are the humans doing?
Do you think you're ready? Can you handle the truth? Or are you in denial and demanding more proof? They demonstrate in real time how they're spinning you lies, but no one pays attention, no one opens their eyes. They walk around like zombies with their head in the mobiles, signaling their virtues with a pick on their profile. Yeah. Signaling their virtues with a pick on their profile. So if you think you're ready, you don't need more proof. Conspiracy deniers are denying the truth. They fabricate our problems and pretend to provide the best solution, but we all know they lied. They lied about the weapons and they lied about health. They lied about the fact that they're transferring the wealth. You should really notice how they're pushing the fear. Keep everybody terrified and not thinking clear. Yeah. Everybody's not thinking clear. Keep everybody terrified. Yeah, thinking and not thinking. Keep everybody terrified and not thinking clear. When you do, you realize that this is a trick. It's getting really stupid now, they're taking the mic. Said, do you think you're ready? Can you handle the truth? Or are you in denial and demanding more proof? They demonstrate in real time how they're spinning you lies, but no one pays attention, no one opens their eyes. They walk around like zombies with their head in the mobiles, signaling their virtues with a pick on their profile. Yeah, signaling their virtues on their profile.
Make me suck the sushi off this stick.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Tonight's a Chilling with Sasquatch, and I have, as always, my lovely Binky is to join the stage. She gets to be on top because I'm that kind of guy.
Good evening, everybody. What's up?
What's happening with yourself? Anything interesting?
No. Hey, I got 20. I hit 2,400 subscribers. Woo,
Oh, there you go, baby. That's how you do
yeah.
it. Did you do any recent shorts at all?
No.
No, you're just sitting around riding your laurels.
Yeah.
The laurels working for you.
Live it.
All right. So, all right. Have you encountered dangerous toys in your past?
Oh, of course.
What's the most dangerous toy you think you've personally encountered?
Like as a kid, I would say probably the rubber band. Oh, in my life?
Like whatever you've actually seen with your own two eyes. I've got a couple of good ones. We were the lucky possessors of a Jart set. And if you're not familiar with what a Jarts is lawn darts.
Okay, lawn darts, yeah, for sure.
Right? So here's the thing about lawn darts. It doesn't matter how many times you explain it to the kids that you can't throw this at people. They always throw this at people, and it's usually other little kids. And so I've only seen a single game of quote unquote lawn darts take place where someone wasn't hospitalized specifically because of the darts.
Oh, really?
Dangerous, bro. Dangerous.
I mean, they're dangerous, but we never played like dangerous.
Okay, here's
My
my
dad
problem.
was one of those, I mean, dads where it was like no kids could play with them. The only time the kids could play with them is if there was an adult right there because he knew better.
Sure, but I don't know. Maybe your adults were better than my adults, less liquored up or something. I don't know.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
But I have a proposition for improving football immediately. Let's replace the football with a lawn dart. Change nothing else.
I mean,
we
we have enough injuries as it is, don't you think?
You joking? I don't know. Maybe I might just want to see blood. I want more bread and circuses. Damn it! I mean, now that there's no election, everybody's panicking about what to do for content, and so
oh my God.
like it's kind of funny to me, but whatever. I was kind of tired of that trash anyway. I was way tired of it long ago, like 4 years ago. Started this channel, so we're stuck at lawn darts. There's one worse. There's a couple of them that are actually worse. There's one. There was a chemistry set from the mid '50s that actually sent you powdered uranium. Like no bullshit. There was uranium in the damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
There was a CSI kit that came out sometime in the mid '90s that had asbestos in the fingerprint powder. The glowworm, I think some of them use radon as their glowing element rather than phosphorus.
Oh,
or whatever.
really?
Yeah, no. There's some of them out there that are.
I don't know how they used to be made, and it's funny you say that because my sister got Justice a glowworm, but of course the glowworms now still are way different than when like I was little.
When you was little, when you turned that light off, that thing lit up the room.
Right.
That doesn't seem natural, does it?
No, but I mean, I can't imagine what like the very first glowworm looked like. Rillo, no. Obviously, it wasn't 8:30. It's now, so you better get going and come on.
Yeah, that's right. Chastise him more. I don't chastise people nearly enough. I probably should.
What's up,
but I don't like being an asshole. All right. U-Haul gets the gold.
Yep.
You want to try to say that one?
I just call him Zat44 because I always mess it up.
Zatuichi444.
Zatuichi.
Yeah, no, that's it. I mean, as far as our accent's concerned, you showed up. Do you count?
No.
How about
Snark and Sass? No, you forgot Snark and Sass. Go back up.
It's not in the list here, bro.
It is. It's in between me saying U-Haul and Snark and Sass.
Zatuichi, Caucasian Sasquatch, poof.
Boom.
There you are, Snarky. I'm sorry. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just high as hell, I guess. She'll slip your punches. So Snark and Sass gets the bronze, and she'll slip your punches gets nothing.
A nice show. There you go.
Aaron, hey, good luck. I hope it works out for him. Did you plan a nice show? Because, damn.
You mean tomorrow night's show?
No, I'm talking about this one. No, I got that one too. We're square. Don't panic. Calm down.
Panicking. I
saw the hair on the back of your neck raise up.
No. Erector sets when they were all metal.
Yeah. Kids had a tendency of eating the little nuts that put them together, the washers and stuff.
Erector set.
It's. I have to show you what an erector set is. Hold up.
I don't know. I think I know, but I'm not sure. Big Cheap, what's up? Erector just sounds so naughty.
I know. The erector set.
Okay, yeah.
Right. So you
Yeah.
know what we're talking about now?
Yeah.
All right. So there was these little bitty nuts.
Little
that,
baby
came
nuts.
with like
That's
hundreds of
what
them.
she said.
Not after I paid her.
Who's
So we've got
got
Aaron
the
Farley
biggest
in here.
balls
Aaron
of the
Fairley?
world?
Farley. Aaron Farley. I don't know. That might work. Yawn God says spoons. I don't know why.
Spoons
there
are
some
dangerous.
dangerous
That's what they
spoons?
were saying.
Got your odd out with a spoon. We got Jay Rillo in chat. He's supposed to be up here, but he's one of those lazy guys who never shows up on time. Was that a side shot? I think it was. Chuck from Tennessee. What's up, bud? Logical Spark. Good to see you. Appreciate you coming in. Big Chief.
Big Chief.
Big Chief.
Early stem tool.
Is that
What's
early?
that? I don't
Where?
know.
What?
Yeah, he was talking about the chemical sets just a minute ago. Big T said
Yeah,
early
yeah.
stem tool.
Oh yeah. no, man. Like this predated. This was like, God. So, have you ever heard of the radioactive Boy Scout?
No.
Wow. All right. So, there used to be a nuclear engineering merit badge.
Anybody else in chat, or am I the only one?
Anyway, there's really no legitimate way to go about getting the merit badge, except for this one kid who was who had most of the merit badges and somehow come to the conclusion that getting his nuclear engineering merit badge, or whatever it was called, would be easier than fucking basket weaving or something. I don't know. Right. But homie calls up a handful of colleges around the country, is like, hey, I'm trying to do this thing with my scout group and I need some of this, that, and the other thing. And what's the best way to go about building a small breeder reactor? And they fucking told him. There was a handful of these guys who sat around on the phone with this kid for hours and hours and hours explaining why you have to use a lead shielding instead of a thicker coating of something else, because you know the gammas and free radicals and stuff and yada yada yada. And he built a breeder reactor in his mom's fucking gardening shed. The early, this was like back in the 60s, maybe it might have been 70s, and the EPA had just come about being a thing, and they had to send out an entire freaking crew to clean up not only this chick's shed, but every single person and place he had involved himself with over the course of like 9 months. Like they collected houses, they took cars, they took freaking. What up, Culture?
I don't believe it.
You don't believe it? All right. Well, I'm gonna look up a short video on it, and I'll show you.
Do that.
All right, we'll do that tomorrow. Right.
Welcome in, Culture Club.
But for the moment, these creepy fuckers.
Yeah, I was never a fan.
When you were a kid.
All right. So some of these things are just creepy as hell.
What was wrong with that doll's eyes?
That was what was wrong with it. Was the eyes. And I'm not horrifically. No, there's all kinds of wild shit in the world, yo. This one's more international.
Welcome in.
What's up, bud? Oh God, we're gonna start with some pregnant Barbie. You remember pregnant Barbie?
No, I do not. I do not.
You do not. It might have been just a little bit before your time. But yeah, this is the fancy banana, folks.
Pregnant Barbie. If you wanted to talk about a definitive girl toy throughout history, that would be Barbie. Barbie, in many ways, is the peak of what
and there was a baby.
It's a simple toy of a woman that can be dressed up and accessorized, have all kinds of add-ons and cars and houses and playmates, and even a boyfriend who actually sticks around. And you can keep making them ad
So,
nauseum.
yeah.
But you can make lots
Pregnant
and
Barbie.
lots and lots
When
of
was
Still
the
are.
pregnant
exactly
Barbie?
what Barbie has done over the years. And she's even gotten
Mid-70s,
a live-action
maybe?
movie starring
Oh
Margot
my
Maybe a little
Robbie.
later.
But that doesn't mean that all
Oh
Barbie
my God.
Yes.
So far from it. In 2018, a new model of Barbie would go out on the shelves, known as
A new kind of Barbie.
Wait, did that say
I mean,
2018?
it could be used to teach and
Oh, I
show
don't
that
know.
Barbie is willing to be a mother and such. But when the version actually hit the speech Barbie on the surface, model of Barbie would go out on the
Tracy
shelf.
Dingo, welcome in.
That doesn't mean that all Barbie's designs have been winners. Oh, far from it. In 2018, a new model of Barbie would go out on the
2018.
shelves, known as
Yeah. Okay.
No. Oh, is that when it said?
Yeah, apparently.
used to teach and show that Barbie is willing to be a mother.
Holy, well,
But when
that's
the
way
version
past.
actually hit
I
the
mean,
stores,
when
parents
I
saw
played
how
Barbie.
I thought there was one
pregnant.
from the
Well,
70s.
pictures speak volumes for
Good
themselves.
figure.
They
It's a crazy
literally just
dingo.
open it
G'day,
up,
y'all.
put a baby in there, and then you're supposed
How about
to
an
undress
Australian
the
Southern
baby
accent?
out and remove the
That's
baby
bad.
bone.
I don't
And
know
so
if I have a
see why
crazy
parents
dingo. No, I don't.
about it all. First off, it's creepy as all get out. And
It
second,
is
Right?
the fact that
creepy.
children have
So
to
creepy.
undress Barbie to get the baby out does not really send the best message. And there had to be better ways to show off a pregnancy than this. Talk about sending the
That
wrong
was like an off-brand Barbie right there. That was not no
Well,
Barbie. She was too
some of those
ugly to
are.
be a Barbie.
They are. Have y'all seen the creeping baby doll? Y'all seen this
No,
thing?
no, that
Right.
no.
So this is clearly much older than most of the toys on this list, but this
Right.
thing, it falls into this category primarily due to the creep factor of seeing it work, especially without its onesie on. It's nightmarish, dude. This is pure nightmare
It's
fuel,
supposed to
especially
have
when
a
you're young.
onesie.
Yeah, it's supposed to be covered so it looks like a baby, not like a nightmarish monstrosity.
creeping baby doll.
What's up,
Now
Cliff?
we're going to a toy that was made
Daria,
long
welcome in.
and yet
Slow
somehow choose
burner.
did not learn certain lessons back
So,
then. In
Sure,
Terry?
don't do. I can't do an Australian accent.
world
I
and
can't.
the people that were both weird, offensive, and
I
These
can't.
things creep me out. Another one that creeped me out real bad when I was a kid were like the clattering teeth. I don't understand why.
Oh, that.
Yeah, where they just I don't know why they bothered me so much, but they did. They really did.
an animal life.
Yeah,
It
that
was noted
monkey's
in the
pretty
mid-19th
creepy. But
century
dolls,
that
I
became
mean,
accepted and normalized
All
as a
dolls are
natural
a little
stage of
creepy.
development. I'm glad that it worked out, that
they've
eventually
become that
it
way.
lead to the invention of
Look at
this
this thing.
The doll that you're looking at was made in the
Ugh.
year 1871 and was meant to help children
71.
learn how to crawl to help along with their development. A positive thing?
Oh,
Well, absolutely. But does the
Wow.
doll look creepy as heck?
it does.
Believe it.
Yeah.
The head, legs, and hands were
Queen
all made
Bird,
out.
welcome in.
The rest of the body was mechanical, and that helped to ensure that the movement of the crawl was accurate to what a baby might do. While that's
Wow.
rather forward thinking,
It's all
also
creepy
raises the
though.
problem
Like all of it's
how
horrible.
really
Its
freaking
name was
as
Creeping
such, the
Baby.
doll
Did
was
you see
basically
that on the box?
Yes, no, that was what it was patented as, creeping baby. Which is even creepier. They recognized how creepy the damn thing was and made it any damn way. Cursed shit.
visually pleasing toys that did have the ability to crawl, and
That
children
baby was not
Yeah.
crawling. That
not
baby was
think that
shaking
this
their
creepy
booty.
baby doll was a bad idea.
It
Not have the right
was
visuals.
rocking back and forth on them back knees. What the
Number
hell?
18, Boobas.
Oh my
I
god,
know
these
that
fucking
children's
things.
television.
What was
Do you
that?
remember the Blue Boss?
No.
Oh, wow. How do you not know these things?
Oh,
Weren't you ever a
hello. I'm
kid?
sorry. I was born in 81, dude. 81.
81. You missed all the good stuff.
Exactly what they're seeing. That's why you have shows that feature weirdly shaped creatures as the main characters.
We
or even
have the
shows that focus
Wiggles
solely on
and
song and dance in order to get kids
Yeah.
excited. But
My-
there has
hey,
to
let me
be a
tell you.
line, and
My kid, my second daughter, she got fixated on this Australian show called The Upside Down Show.
I don't know.
There was only like 7 episodes of it ever made, and when we stumbled across it online, she raised Immortal Kane until I downloaded all of them so that she could watch them anytime she wanted, and she would, dude. She would sit and watch them obsessively.
Man, I loved Fraggle Rock. Fraggle Rock is like so much better than Sesame Street. Like
Fraggle Rock had a point. I mean, it had Jim Henson all the way through. It was never separated from the source, and so yeah. What's up, U-Haul?
One of those lines is the Boobas. The show would first be aired on the BBC and was made by the people who did the Teletubbies, another show.
Teletubbies. See, I know the Teletubbies.
Designs. Anyways, the show.
I told you this one's a little more international.
Magic, but when you look at how the Boobas appeared, you can see why they weren't exactly a big hit. It's hard to describe what
they look like gumdrops.
You just wonder why anyone would give them to a child.
Oh, wow.
Now, some may say that this is the point because it's so different, that it's unique, or that because it got a really pretty body that young kids would like it.
This thing is terrifying.
The fact that they have no idea what. While that may be true, let's have a heart for the children. They should be able to love and cherish all of their toys, no matter what, and not look at them and wonder why the heck that they have it in the first place. When you look at the Boobas, you're going to eventually think,
did you have any particular like toy or stuffed animal or anything that you associated with as a child?
Sure. I had a lot, but I was like trying to
not a particular one.
No, not really.
I did. I had a particular little stuffed puppy dog, about yay big, that I carried with me absolutely everywhere I went. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't say I did. No, I loved Cabbage Patch. Now,
you didn't have one that you carried around with you?
No,
God, this fucking thing.
No.
So they sold a torture rack for a while. Have you seen it? This thing is insane. They gave this to children to play with each other.
Eye cleaning trolley. What does it take to make a truly bad children's toy? Is it simply that it looks ugly and no one wants to buy it as a result? Is it that the function doesn't really feel fulfilling, which is what toys are supposed to be?
I busted one of those
open. Or is it that someone had a great idea, it got approved?
All right, don't lie. You cut it open. You didn't bust that damn thing.
I think cutting was the only way to get into it.
Yeah, but you said you busted one open, and I'm calling bullshit, young lady.
Well, yeah, I can't remember, but yeah, probably.
There's the stretchy stuff on those things was fairly toxic on the first ones.
Right.
The easy bake oven.
Oh my God. So look, I never had an easy bake oven when I was little, but now that I have Justice, and I'm like, oh my God, I saw one today at Walmart, and I'm like, next year, we're getting an easy bake oven. I'm so excited.
That's better become a short. If you don't, there's something wrong with you. So, yeah, no, this is terrible. They did the whole thing. A little mobile torture
and the toy was what was released, and it was so offensive that heads should have rolled. For that last one, allow me to introduce you to the My Cleaning Trolley. It's a pink trolley that is only for girls, that is meant to make them cleaning ladies. You know, women who come to your home and
literal torture, bro.
Everything up after the owners. Well, yeah, it's that kind of role. This toy was meant to get girls ready for such a job. Oh, what? I wonder what could be so offensive about that. Well, first off, there are plenty of men who do have similar roles in the world, and so labeling this as being just for girls.
Whoa, karate!
Oh my God, really?
Cleaning. Or that it's their role in life to be the cleaners of a household.
Oh my!
Long since evolved past that point. Thank you very much. Secondly, why
this
for a kind of toy? What child goes around saying?
There's a full dissertation in here about why it's wrong.
That guy really does not like that toy.
He doesn't.
Train him young. What?
Shut up, bro. We're all inclusive over here.
Toilet next woman.
Displeasure with messages that this was sending, and it's much harder to get this toy anywhere now. Number 16. Yumi doll that cries. Before you go blowing
Yes.
a gasket, we know that there are various dolls out there.
Well, I mean,
that
I guess I always wondered how it cried.
whining, all of that sort of thing. It's a very interesting thing for them to do, and it's something that children can relate to. Plus, if a
Right?
baby doll is crying, the child will, hopefully, want to take care of it immediately so that it stops. Not unlike,
Or end up crying
however,
and
if you can,
miserable.
made a Yumi doll that actually cries
What's
when
up,
you
Smoking?
inject
Welcome
it.
in, bud.
That's right. I
Hey,
said
smoking
inject
auditor.
It's definitely one of the
Big
more
Mike.
weird things that you're
Creepy,
going
yes.
to
Very
I'm
creepy.
not lying about
Yeah,
that
no, this is
injection
weird.
part. You
All of this
actually
is
have to
strange.
inject the doll.
You
and
have
then
to inject the doll in the arm.
So,
That's weird.
what messages are we actually trying to send here?
I know, like,
I mean, but she only cries
wow.
after you inject her in the arm.
need to be that complicated with the entire process? Well, nobody really knows, but it's definitely a choice that they made, and it's not hard to see why so many
Oh
were
my God.
Choice that was made.
We'll begin with the obvious
What's up,
point.
Ohio
To
Steve?
inject a doll with
Yes,
anything
drugged out
doesn't
doll
matter
for
what
sure.
it is. Who would want the ability to
I
inject
mean,
something, and why would you make a doll that cries after being injected?
Wow. I mean, that is so tone deaf. It's so bad. I mean, what is it like? White slavery ours us? I mean, what are we trading for here? I don't understand.
Complications we sometimes have to endure when we're injected with something at the doctor, but this is a children's toy, and not everything has to be accurate to real life. Equally as important is having an extra thing like an injector means that the child now has something that they can hurt themselves with. They might not even know how to use it, and that could cause a whole lot of problem. While realism and replicating things they'll see
And there's a hole in the arm.
Good.
Oh my God.
I mean, this is so bad.
Like,
I can't
what's up,
even.
old guy Mitch?
What's up, old guy Mitch? This might be mildly offensive.
Yes, a little
As
bit.
if you care.
Doesn't
I mean, I
mean
don't.
that always do it, especially if this is the result.
Oh
Number 15, Oreo Barbie.
What?
Well,
what? An
This must have
Oreo?
been during the Bismarck tea
Oreo?
period.
What the hell does the Oreo Barbie mean? She's like half white,
Are you
half
joking?
black? Like, seriously? And they called it Oreo?
Yeah. I know, dude.
well, we can very easily see what the problem with this Barbie is, because I've already shown you, Barbie is not immune to having really bad ideas placed upon her. And this is absolutely one of those. No, I will
Biracial?
admit, it was not a recent issue. It's actually one from
Y'all
over
are so
25
racist. What's
years
wrong with
ago.
y'all? She's a
Oreo
beautiful
Barbie
young
would
lady,
be released
stunning
in
and brave.
1997, and at that time, Mattel was busy making deals with Nabisco in order to create.
Now you stop
Oreo
that.
fun.
You stop that, sir.
Oreo Barbies is filled with green.
Greenfield. Oh God.
I mean, they did,
Love to eat Oreo cookies with her friends.
rebrand that pregnant, fill it with some
Colors,
cream.
blue and white, and even carried an Oreo purse, presumably full of cookies. Mattel would release a white Oreo Barbie first, who, for obvious reasons, debuted without
No,
any.
what's the obvious reason?
Black Oreo Barbie was released. It caused quite the stir, especially in America.
Oh
with the
no!
African-American
Wait, you mean to tell me a media firestorm went up over racial tensions in the Barbie universe? How strange! We're gonna have to do a deep dive into the Barbie movie one day
Oh my God.
because I have a different opinion about it than most people.
Yes, I know you've told me a couple times.
Yes,
Seafloor,
because-
welcome in. Oklahoma
What's
Outlaw.
up, C4? Good to see you, bud. Ohio
Big
Steve.
Mike on it.
Big Mike.
Because
community.
of white
Why would that
privilege.
happen? Well, that's because Oreo is
That's why
a
she came out first.
most people can eat and enjoy. For the African American community, it means quite something different.
wanna get
Oreo
to the
is
Super
actually a
Soaker.
derogatory term hurled at black people who are accused of acting white. Like an Oreo, they're supposedly black on the outside and white on the inside. You can think of it as a 20th century version of calling someone an Uncle Tom. So
Was
yeah,
this-
that
hold
was
on.
a big faux pas, but there's a small
I
bright
just wanna
spot
know.
in all of it.
Honey, was it as good for you as it was for me?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
This is a moment like this that we don't take time to consider that our privilege places us in this position. It's not that I got up and I scheduled it and I called everybody and I arranged for this to happen, put together all of the stuff. It's my privilege. And I just want to acknowledge none of you motherfuckers are as good as I am.
Of it. When Mattel realized what they had done, which most agree was inadvertent, they then immediately recalled all of the Oreo Barbies, and now it's viewed as a collector's item because there are so few remaining in the world. The real moral of the story here is that if you're doing business and want to plug a product, make sure that you call it something that many would not see as offensive. Number 14. The Super Soaker Oozinator.
Oozinator.
Yeah. So I'm not even sure it's legal to mention what I'm fixing to mention, but they you know what napalm is?
Yes.
A little bit of alcohol and you had a napalm gun.
Mm-hmm.
Literal flamethrower. These things were absolutely heinous. It's so much fun.
There, the Super Soaker was not only a toy, it was a key part of your childhood and self-defense. These at one time dominated the market because there were few things that a young child
What's up, Fletch?
loved
Welcome
to do
in, bud.
more on a hot day than to get their Super Soaker out and cool off while having fun blasting one another. It also helps that there was such a wide variety of these Super Soakers that you could have all sorts of unique battles depending on what you had in your arsenal. However,
they all just
as you
get
would
you wet.
expect, not every idea
Like a late Saturday night skin. Yup. I'm that classy.
that came out of the Super Soaker camp was a surefire winner. In this case, I'm speaking of the Super Soaker Oozinator. If you're curious, the big difference between the Oozinator and the regular Super Soaker was what was shot out of it. Instead of firing water at your foes, it would squirt out a white gooey
Yes,
that
sir.
is not exactly the best visual.
Jizzman in space. On this episode, Jizzman is found inside of a Super Soaker.
Oh my lord.
I know
I'm gonna
And
have to clip that.
it's totally a thing. We're making the comic book. Sam's already got somebody working on it. I'm totally fucking serious. We're going balls to the wall on this one. I mean, quite literally, with the name of it being Jizzman in space. And it's all derived from my lack of belief in us being in space, because there's no snuff film of zero G snuff film. It obviously hasn't happened. There's no chance you put that many people in space and two of them did scrump on camera. I'll take the Pepsi challenge with anybody on that one.
Pepsi challenge.
They clearly don't realize the situation that they created for themselves. Now, I will give the Super Soaker some credit. They framed it as though you were being oozed by an alien based on the Soaker's design. But when you really think about it, they should have seen what this would actually look like. Plus, ooze definitely is not something that you can easily get out of clothing and your hair. So an A for effort, but a D for execution. Number 13. The Face Bank.
All right. Have y'all seen this thing? Has anybody in chat ever seen one of these?
No.
Because pretty sure they were pretty much Japanese or European or something. I don't think they ever made it to the US for any amount. But it eats your money.
It
right?
eats too many. I bet it does.
So fingers, if you stick it in there, and anything else you might happen to stick in there.
It's gonna
One of the things that you're supposed to teach your children at a young age is the art of saving your money and
Yum,
finance.
yum, yum.
Children don't have a whole lot of money when they're under the age of 5 or when they're even a little older. But the point that I'm trying to make is that the piggy bank is one of the most important things that you can get a young child, and it's easy to inspire them to use it. But naturally, many have come forward with ideas on how to make the piggy bank more fun for kids.
This is a HyperX quadcast. HyperX quadcast.
Oh.
And it has the little mute button.
No, you don't want that. No. Big Mike got it. It's no. No. I'll send you an email with some links. You don't want that, Mike.
Why you smoke so much crack without me?
I'm not smoking crack.
Then what is it you're doing?
I'm smoking my vape.
Oh. Why aren't you sharing?
Okay, here you go.
Okay, thank you. As long as you brought enough for everybody.
Usually it means something like a nice visual or even an interactive element to it. Sadly, though, that's where the not one but two versions of the face bank come into play. As the name would suggest, this is a piggy bank that's shaped like a face. That's it.
It's terrible.
That's the look of the bank.
It's so bad.
It's a face. But the creepy part is that the face moves. If you look at it, it takes the coin as if it's eating it, and you'll notice how it's watching you with those
Sasquatch
eyes. What it is? What?
Go fuck yourself.
I got time. I mean, do I need to end the show? You want to watch?
Oh, what? Methigator is on the list.
Yeah, totally. Methigator is a movie. You can go watch it on Tubi, you bastards. Could have called me or something. Dude, I had a much better movie plan. Mm-hmm. I had every intention of like hunting down a little like small gator head and running around places using perspective shots to make it look huge. Yeah. No, Methigator's not on this list. Guaranteed. Okay, that's enough face-to-face guy.
Snack Time Kids.
Do you remember this one?
The Cabbage Patch Kids are easily one of the most iconic children's toys of all time. Their simple yet cute design endeared them to parents and children all over the world, and they were also a bestseller for quite a while. However, as you may have guessed, not everything that they did was a winner. Specifically, we'll rewind back to 1996 when the newest Cabbage Patch doll came out for Christmas. It was known as the Snack Time Kid doll and was designed to eat.
I remember that. I didn't ever have it. But...
Well, it turns out that babies' fingers are about the same size as the little French fry things they sent with them.
Oh yeah.
And hair was a big problem.
Certain plastic foods that the child would give it, which in and of itself is not really that big of an issue, right? It's even kind of adorable when you think about the kid feeding the doll. But here's the problem. The doll came with a motorized mouth and it didn't have an off switch. As such, young girls were playing with the doll and they would sometimes stick their fingers into the moving mouth and get bit.
Oh. Yeah.
Or even worse, their hair would somehow get caught in the mouth and get stuck, leaving the doll literally clinging to the young child and effectively eating its head. The doll claimed that they could not.
Yes, sir. This is kind of like actual Chucky's, bro.
Yeah.
Little possessed dolls that would just reel your hair right up. Next thing you know, it's over here knobbing on your ear. Terrifying, man.
Replicate this and that the doll went through rigorous testing to make sure that it was safe, but clearly they did not go far enough as there were actually multiple incidents within just the first few days of its release. The only way for the parents to stop the mouth from moving was to remove the batteries that were in the doll's back. So yes, they clearly did not do enough to childproof this doll. But then again, you never know what a child's going to do outside of a testing laboratory.
Once that survives.
Number 11, Magic Monkey.
Can we just skip this one entirely?
I mean, that monkey was a creeper for sure.
Yeah.
Nightmares.
nightmare fuel, like straight up been
Nightmare.
used in every horror movie ever to represent evil.
Yeah,
Key.
yeah.
Okay,
Do you
fine.
remember
Fucking
Toy
Magic
Story
Monkey.
3? Because if you do, then you'll know exactly what toy I'm about to talk about. In the children's playrooms, there were toys that were desperately trying to get out
But
because
you
the kids
still have one? Oh no.
played. But they never made it because of a monkey that watched over the room and alerted the good toys if someone was trying to escape. That monkey was the magic monkey. And yes, it is a real thing.
Oh,
And
God, it's so
also
horrifying.
the toxic fuel for all of your nightmares.
Yes.
Seriously, who in the world thought that this was a good idea? This is the
Man.
stuff that haunts children for all of their lives, and it clearly affected
Facts.
the team at Pixar. As they were willing to put this monstrosity into their film as a villain.
Jesus Christ. That thing is so
Nothing about the
diabolically
monkey is
evil.
right, and it's a hard design to get right when you're trying to make a good toy. You just need to make a cute monkey that can play the cymbals when you activate it. And yet, they went for the most creepy thing possible that eventually became a meme that we can't get out of our heads because
God,
it
it's so
simply
evil
feels too
looking.
accurate.
This thing, oh my Lord. This is, oh my God, I hate these things. I can't. I don't know.
Number 10. Baby Laugh a Lot.
Oh, this nightmare.
When it comes to making dolls, a very
Good
easy thing
God.
for toy makers to do is to make one that can replicate a certain thing or to say a certain thing in order to make a child feel at ease. But with Baby Laugh a Lot, they did not exactly do that in the right way. Making a doll that laughs, well, that is totally reasonable, completely understandable, and it could work.
But look at that
really well.
face.
However, if you watch the infinitely creepy
It's like
commercial,
they modeled
you're going
Jack
to listen to
Nicholson.
how the doll laughs, and your life will never be the same.
Watch
It
this.
is the laughter that the devil might make. No, really, I'm sure that laugh is something that you may hear as you descend into the underworld. This is the kind of laughter that makes people actually fear dolls. So yes, we want no part of this doll, and I hope that nothing like this ever gets made again. That commercial,
Right? Oh God, it is so rough. I just gotta goose father. There we go. Oh, better. Yeah, Sam Raimi would be proud. He would. Facts.
commercial is really creepy from basically start to finish. I mean, what the heck were they even thinking? Number 9. The Jibba Jabber.
Anybody remember this thing, the Jibba Jabber? Your grandmother had the monkey? Yeah, I had an aunt that had one, and it was kind of like the little steam engine my mom had. It was on a shelf and nobody was allowed to touch it.
The next one was banned for an entirely legitimate reason, and we really want to know who thought that it was a good idea. To put it simply, the Jibba Jabber was a toy that was meant to be played with by shaking it. It doesn't sound so bad at first, except that the way you shook it was by violently shaking its neck back and forth like the thing owed you money.
All right, that was pretty good. Substation 33. Welcome in, bud. My premiere. Okay, bud.
It's not exactly the playful experience that you would want your kids to interact with, and things would only get more weird when the toy maker labeled the thing as a stress reliever and even put a label on it stating why you should do this act.
Reminds me of the chicken.
That's right. People realized that the toy was basically a substitute for shaking babies, which can be fatal, and they threw a fit about it.
Now, I've got this huge ass mastiff, right? This big ass dog.
Yeah.
He's got what we call a funky chicken in there that's supposed to be a chew toy. But if you touch this thing and it makes a noise, he will come defend it. He's had it for years. Like, he never chewed on it. It was always something special that he carries around with him real careful, like, so it don't make noise.
Yeah.
I have no idea why he chose that one, but he did.
About it, and rightfully so. Number 8. Breast Milk Baby. Yeah, you probably...
Can we just
They
totally...
did not. Really?
They absolutely did, madam. Totally. The whole 9. They even... I really don't want to do this one.
Okay, skip it. I mean,
All right.
it's crazy. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that. I'm sorry.
milk
I just went and
baby.
looked at it to see what it showed specifically.
Why? Like, why? What the?
Yeah, they don't get no better. Breast milk baby is probably the
No,
most disturbing
no,
one.
I'm talking about on your screen.
Yeah, I know. It's the Play-Doh thing. You'll see.
Extruder. Now, you may be thinking, how in the world could a person possibly screw up Play-Doh? I mean, it's Play-Doh. And to be perfectly clear, the Play-Doh itself is fine. Hasbro did not screw that up in any kind of way. However, when it came to some of the accessories that you could get and use with the Play-Doh, you have one issue with a certain extruder. To put it simply,
Oh
it
my
was
god.
as part of a Cake Mountain playset.
It was a dildo.
Dish out the
A
icing.
dildo. They made a dildo to push the Play-Doh for kids to play with. Yes.
But if you take a look at the extruder,
I
you
can't say
tell me
no.
what you think you see.
Oh
If you're
my
like
god.
single parents, you
Yeah,
see a
Chuck,
certain
I'm a wuss.
reproductive organ.
You see, here's the thing.
A
Some of these
person-
older videos have different terms of service they were uploaded with. And I'm pretty sure it's showing the kind of thing that it was showing. Not on my channel anyway. Sorry, sir. You go elsewhere for that type of stuff.
And they were not too happy with that at all. And when that's the complaint that people are giving, you just have to wonder who designed it and how it was approved without someone saying, hey, doesn't that look like a number 5?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah. This happened. This was a thing that happened. This was a decision that was made. You see where it's coming.
Yeah.
You see it, right?
Yes. Like,
All right.
yes.
Dancer
Jesus
doll.
Christ.
Do I really have to
Jesus
explain
Christ.
why this particular toy was banned? I mean,
They need more
seriously,
Jesus,
It's
is
called
what it
the
is.
pole dance doll, and it does exactly what you think that it does. It's a
See?
young doll.
See?
Why?
Because they need more Jesus, and he showed up to help. Go give these people more Jesus. Jesus. Or is it Jesus? All right, Jesus.
That swings around on a pole. There's very little leeway that you could give something like this, and yet they went full tilt with
Oh
it.
my god, dollar bills.
You
Yup.
saw this toy advertised online. They were
Yup.
not at all happy in the slightest because
Not
this
even a
is
little
a
bit.
children's toy that is depicting a very adult profession. And yet the children would not know that because all they'll see is a dancing doll.
And
now,
they
yes,
made
there are
money.
ways to do pole dancing to be more about exercise, and it can be a cool thing, but that's not the image that people first think about with this toy, so you can understand why it was banned in the first place. Number 4,
Right?
Little Miss No Name.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
uh,
This is pure nightmare fuel. This thing. She's an orphan, and you get to name her.
Without a doubt, one of the things that drives toy makers is the seasons
What's
of the
wrong
year.
with her
Often try to
head?
doll or a toy that is perfect for that.
No.
Children and parents will get it when it's in fashion, and then maybe get it again the following year. Halloween is not really a season that you necessarily associate with dolls, but make no mistake, there are always Halloween-themed toys.
At least a
Yes.
couple of episodes, yes.
Caroline. Yeah, for sure. Right, Goku? What the fuck?
Of October, and some of them come out looking like Little Miss No Name. Yes, it is a real doll that was actually advertised for children, and it looks like a young
That's
homeless girl
horrible. Straight
about
up
to
horrible.
die at any moment. Someone, though, thought that it was a good idea, and they were very wrong about that, and people were very creeped out in the
And
end.
we do not forgive them.
Number 3, Growing Up Skipper.
Oh my god.
Do you remember this one?
Yes.
All right. So I don't remember any controversy that took
Me
place over.
neither.
I didn't really care, right? This was not my genre at all. So, I mean, collar scruffs.
Now,
Look at there. You can have your own little white girl.
Here's another Barbie failure, but there is a twist in this one that it was not actually Barbie who failed her, but her little sister Skipper. Skipper was a big addition to the Barbie family back in 1964, but just a decade later, the people at Mattel felt that it was the right time to make Skipper grow up. Why? Nobody has any idea, but the idea that they came up with to showcase Skipper's new age was something else altogether. The growing up Skipper doll worked as follows. When you bought it, Skipper would be in her child form. But then when you rotated her arms to age
Oh,
taller and
Jesus.
chest. I wonder how suggestive that is. But yeah, fans were outraged at what their children could do with the doll, and so they stopped making it, but others did not, which included having one in 2007 that was equally as bad, if not even worse. Number 2. Avenging Unicorn / Narwhal.
What?
I will admit that this was a toy that
Charlie,
Never in my life.
Charlie, we're going to Candy Mountain, Charlie. It's the magical Leopleurodon. It has spoken.
Mhm.
Fuck me to my kidneys.
that technically was not for children, but you can see why some people were not happy with the toy being made at all. The Avenging Unicorn Narwhal toys are ones that would let you partake in the fun of having a unicorn or a narwhal and then letting you impale people with their horns.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's good, wholesome
That's what
toys
these
right there,
toys
bro.
were made for. They were for impaling people and displaying their kill proudly for everyone to
See, Jesus Christ has culture. I knew it. He gets it.
Oh my
I
God.
knew you understood me, bro.
What's wrong with people in this world? I mean, that would really take too long to answer, so we will simply move on. Number 1. You can shave the baby.
Oh, no. No.
Just skip it.
No.
Ugh.
Wow. I mean, just wow. I didn't even know what to expect from the final entry, but a doll that allows you to shave it in some rather creepy way, that's definitely a choice. But it does get better. The person who made this doll was apparently trying to do a social commentary on matters of the world, which is not the worst thing in the world, but did you really have to do it with a children's toy? Also, just imagine the mess that
Just no, man. No. Oh my God, no. Oh man. Preverts. Freaking preverts. They're all preverts.
Yes.
Why is the baby furry in the first place?
I don't know.
This
Oh,
is
no.
like some inbred cast off from some like Appalachian family out there somewhere. I don't get it. I just don't get it. That's what it comes down to.
New toys are always amazing.
All right, so this one is a totally different video, right? But it's going to have some of the same toys because this kind of thing sucks that way. Ultimate Fact would be the thing that it's coming from.
Why is it a ginger?
There's so many answers to that.
Marketers always come up with some different ideas that completely blow us away. Sometimes they do it without any proper inspection. Some of these dangerous toys have been relegated to history. Some of them achieved fad status, and some of them have been redesigned or banned, and still others are available on the shelves today. Here is the list of the top 20 most dangerous toys ever. CSI Asbestos.
Yeet. This is the one, yo. Like,
That you were talking about?
yeah. It so there's like a few percent of asbestos in the powder that's in it, and that's not good, right? We can all
Right.
agree that's not good.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. The CSI Fingerprint Examination Kit, a toy based on the hit CBS show CSI Crime Scene Investigation, allowed children to look for fingerprints with a special powder and brushes. The powder in question turned out to contain up to 5% asbestos. The alarm was sounded in November 2007 when the toy's maker, CBS Consumer Products, decided to leave it on the shelves in the run up to Christmas.
So this is in reference to that ginger hairy baby, and it's still funny. I don't care who you are. It's funny. Yeah, we got to solve crimes as kids.
Rather than wait for the CPSC to negotiate
I read
a
the Hardy
recall,
Boys.
the
I know how this
Asbestos
works.
Disease Awareness Organization filed a civil action to stop sales of the kit. Fisher-Price Power Wheels.
Okay, so
hoverboards aren't the
modern Power Wheels are much better regulated than the early ones were. When these things first came out, they were regular fire hazards. In fact, the first handful of runs all ran into recall problems. And so if you can find them still in their original condition, those things are worth a freaking mint to collectors because there's none of them left. They all caught on fire eventually.
The only explosive toy in history. This popular Fisher-Price battery-powered ride-on was also branded a fire hazard in the late 1990s when 9 children were burned. The company had to recall a whopping 10 million kiddie cars and trucks after 150 reports of fires and hundreds more of smoking or melting parts. Some of the toys caught fire even when they were sitting unused in garages and playrooms. Earlier this year, Fisher-Price also had to recall its Power Wheels Baby Dream Camper, as there were 17 reports of the vehicle continuing to run even after the foot pedal was released, though no injuries were reported. Easy Bake Oven.
All right, so there's a few variations on this particular thing. And you said you've never had an Easy Bake Oven.
No.
Okay, so some of the early ones had a little conveyor belt doohickey in there where you'd set the little tray down and push it up so that it barely catch the little chain and then drag the tray through. And you had to like do it anyway. These things would catch people's hair and drag their hair into the heated chamber where the cooking was supposed to take place, and the cooking is done.
So we have a hair-eating dog and a hair-eating oven.
Yeah. But that's not the only problem. These things were notorious for causing house fires, primarily because children would sneak into somewhere that they found a plug and try to make brownies out of various things. Or little boys had a tendency of putting army men. And what's up, make stupid people famous? I bet he put some army men in an Easy Bake Oven once. I bet you he did. The creepy crawlers were just rebranded Easy Bake Ovens. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
The oven comes with packets of cake mix and small round pans, non-perishable, and therefore do not have an expiration date. This iconic Hasbro toy is still on the market, but about 1 million were in 2007 after just
your screen.
To see that shit. Man, see, damn it, you fucked me all up.
I didn't do nothing.
All your fault. I got hoppy and started pressing buttons all randomly and ruined everything because of you. Why don't you love me anymore?
Whatever. Going to the naughty corner.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Have an expiration date. This iconic Hasbro toy is still on the market, but about 1 million were recalled in 2007 after just 250 reports of kids getting their fingers or hands stuck inside, with dozens of the incidents resulting in burns, including one that required a partial finger amputation. The Easy Bake Oven, now on the shelves, has been redesigned significantly. Indeed, dangerous toys for the kids. Lawn darts. Yes, lawn darts is on.
All right. So if you're making a list of dangerous toys and you don't put lawn darts on that list, you've lost your.
It's got to be on that list, right? It's got to be on that list. Mid-South Sasquatch, welcome in.
Welcome in. Banana Anna, what's up, girl?
GANANER. Sorry.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
On the
I don't do it as good as Toe, but
it doesn't take much imagination to see why steel missiles with weighted skewers could make such a dangerous toy. Originally designed on pierced lines in a game similar to horseshoes, children found different ways to use the darts. After at least 3 children lost their lives, lawn darts were banned by the CPSC. The agency also recommended the destruction of existing sets.
So during the Roman era, they made things very similar to this called plumbata. And they were given to any old asshole who could throw a rock, right? You basically made a whole trillion bunch of them and chunked them at the enemy. Yeah.
My dad still has our set. Yep, of yard darts.
Those things are freaking nightmarish. They even tried to upgrade them, and these things caused people to get kids to have little chunks knocked out of their skulls. Fucking horrible.
No. I sure will, banana.
It is one of the most dangerous children toys ever made, even under adult
Hey,
supervision.
Curious Squirrel, welcome in.
The Austin Magic Pistol. In the 1950s, when BB pistols weren't considered particularly dangerous, it took something special for a pistol to stand out. The Austin Magic Pistol managed to do that with its gas-powered combustion. The pistol used the manufacturer called magic crystals made from chemical material. When mixed with water, the crystals would explode and fire a plastic ball 70 feet or more. There is still a store which keeps the dangerous toy in the past, but today's standards, this toy is classified as a firearm in many states.
Literally.
Magnetics.
Oh gosh, magnetics.
So that particular toy was particularly renowned for causing fires.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember any particular case of anyone getting injured directly due to the ping pong ball being fired out.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost always because something local got. I knew a guy. His dad had one, and he used Aquanet for the fuel.
Mm-hmm.
He just put the top on it. Magnets. You'd figure magnets wouldn't be too terrible dangerous.
Oh yeah.
But when you can stick your kid to the side of your car and he doesn't slide down, that's where this is going.
Yeah.
Magnetics building sets featured plastic pieces that would break open, spilling small, powerful magnets that were easily swallowed by curious toddlers. Unlike most small objects swallowed in this manner, the magnets don't pass through the digestive system. Instead, they connect with each other through tissue wall, sometimes forming large masses that twist intestines and cut off blood supply to vital organs. The result can be a painful end within hours. In 2005, when 22-month-old Kenny Swede died after 9 tiny magnets reattached inside his throat, magnetics manufacturer Mega Bloks released a statement saying it had no record of knowledge of a similar occurrence involving this toy. Hannah Montana Pop Star card game.
So little girls got so angry about this that they would kill each other. No, that's probably not it, is it?
This one?
Yeah, I have no idea what something
I don't
is.
know.
I've never heard of it. I didn't even know she had. So let's check it out together.
But they're cards. What?
Is it? Yeah, right. Like, I don't see a problem here.
After arsenic, lead is the second most deadly household toxin.
Jesus Christ, they painted them with lead paint.
Oh my God.
In existence. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends that no toy contain more than 40 parts per million lead, which is why it's so alarming that lab tests revealed the Hannah Montana Pop Star card game contained lead at 75 times that level. Popping 3,000 per million. Hannah Montana wasn't the only sensation in 2007. One study found that 35% of all toys on the shelves contain high levels of lead, and nearly 5% contain arsenic or toxic cadmium. Aquadots. One of two.
Aquadots. I have a vague memory of this. I think I was a little too old by the time this
Not me.
No?
2007's most popular toys, Aquadots, were small, colorful beads that could be arranged into different designs and then permanently set with a sprinkle of water. The water
I've seen it.
The beads would fuse them together. Innocent enough, but reports say almost immediately of children vomiting and lapsing into comas after swallowing the beads, because scientists discovered that the glue contained chemicals that metabolized into gamma hydroxybutyrate, which is very dangerous for a human. Barbie and Tanner. Barbie was just trying to promote responsible pet ownership, but
is
this
this the dog that is
went
pregnant?
one step too far.
I don't know. I didn't get into Barbies very much. I had an older sister, not a younger sister, so you know.
No, I didn't play with all them. I just remember them. Like,
oh, Woofy. Welcome in, bud. Good to see you. Yeah. Most dangerous toys to build your own nuclear reactor. David Hand. Yeah, I think isn't that the nuclear Boy Scout I was talking about?
I think so.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Tanner, the pup, could eat and dispose of food, but the magnet inside the scooper accessory could come loose. And if a toddler decides to swallow more than one magnet, the forces of physics can cause intestinal perforation or blockage.
Oh
This
my
domesticated
lord.
toy somehow turned to become the worst kid toy ever. Clackers.
Oh, I loved
Right.
clackers. How
I got a
dangerous.
clacker
I
story.
mean,
Nah, dude, I gotta. So when I was in like, I don't know, 6th grade or 5th grade or so, there's this chick that sat in front of me who shall remain nameless. And she was a total bitch. And so I never talked to her. She never talked to me. We just kind of real standoffish with each other. There was this one day a kid brought a clacker into class, and he was over there in the corner just as hard as he could go with it. The damn thing broke off, slapped her upside the head, put her in a hospital.
oh really? Wow.
And I was like, David was right, bro. You could drop a giant bitch with this thing.
I mean, I've smashed my finger, but never, nothing dangerous.
Well, the thing is they were made of fairly cheap plastic, and so not only would the balls disintegrate sometime, but also the little plastic ends right there up against the ball would break loose, and a situation like I'm talking about would happen where they just fly off and could kill somebody.
Erectile dysfunction.
Oh wow, that's frightening.
In Reddit Stories' top 5 list, clackers, popular in the late 1960s and early 70s, were a simple toy. Two heavy balls, typically made of hard acrylic, suspended from a string.
Banana.
Kids swung and clacked the balls together to make noise, sometimes with surprising style, but the clacker balls could become a projectile, and the plastic could shatter and send jagged bits flying. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration, charged with regulating toys at the time,
balls should never disintegrate, right?
I'm just saying, man. Like, these things are literally bolas. They were designed to be weapons to start with. Only later they realized kids would play with them.
For subsequent versions of clackers. Slap bracelets. Any child of the late 80s or early 90s remembers the...
All right. So
how could they be dangerous?
I heard a theory that emo girls evolved from slap bracelets because they cut so many chicks that people thought they were cutters and they just went with it.
Really? I never got cut by them.
You got lucky. What's up, Patricia? Welcome in.
Patricia, hey. RB?
Slap bracelet fad, and the bans enforced by schools after the sharp metal inside the bracelets started cutting kids' tender skin. But slap bracelets never quite went away and never completely cleaned up their safety act. In 2012, Toy Smith recalled a large batch because the metal was wearing through the fabric cover, exposing sharp edges.
Balls are weapons.
Studio Fun recalled thousands more troll-themed slap bracelets in 2017 for the same reason. Flubber. Kids love any.
So what's the problem?
I never had flubber. Did you?
They're gonna eat it, right? They're gonna eat it. No, I never had flubber. They're totally gonna eat it, right?
No. Well, of course they are. Yes.
But these children are the reason we have warning labels.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anything ooey and gooey and homemade slime and store-bought compounds such as silly putty remain as popular as ever. But in the early 1960s, Hasbro released a product cover, and the company was subsequently hit with thousands of reports of rashes and sore throats in kids who played with it. The company recalled Flubber, and in what became a part of modern-day toy mythology, supposedly buried the excess product behind a warehouse because they couldn't burn it or sink it at sea. Sky Dancers Flying Dolls.
Yeah. Okay. So when my daughter was like 4 or 5, we went to our little local town here had this huge freaking, like, every yard in town became a yard sale thing, and it went on for like 3 or 4 days. And while we were out walking around one day, she come across one of these things, and she wanted it so bad. So we got it. We took it home, and there was a little doohickey in there that was messed up, and I fixed it. And the very first thing she did with it was fly it straight into a fire.
Oh.
the only time it ever functioned properly. She was like jigging, and it went over and straight into the fire and burned up. And I was like, damn.
Clever idea. Sky dancers, sold mostly in the latter half of the 1990s, were hard plastic dolls with wing-covered arms that sat in a molded base. When kids pulled a cord,
that girl is 20 years old, and she will buy every single one of these she comes across. If she comes across it out in the wild, she just, without question, immediately purchases it.
Dolls launched and flew. Unfortunately, the dolls often launched themselves.
That's what happened.
And toy manufacturer Galoob received reports of eye injuries, broken teeth, serious cuts, and even a broken rib and a concussion. Nearly 9 million were finally recalled in 2000.
And she loves those things, man. She will seek them out. They're like the greatest thing ever. She's destroyed hundreds. Has to have been hundreds.
Yeah.
She painted one up like a Monster High doll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, those remind me of a story. I mean, it wasn't the same thing, but last year for Christmas, my dad got my youngest one of these drone things that you're supposed to be able to control, with your hand, where you lift or whatever. So my dad, he's like, let me show you how to do it. Let me show you how to do it. Well, he went out there. He ended up losing it like blocks down. I mean, it was kind of windy. He shouldn't have done it in the first place. So yeah, my son opened his gift and my dad lost it, I mean, the same day. It was so funny. Like, yeah.
Digital Denizen, welcome in. Good to see you. Appreciate you coming.
Denizen?
Maligned yo-yo water ball, a squishy water-filled ball attached to a stretchy cord that bounces in a yo-yo motion, remains on the market. Some parents and officials crusaded for a ban in the early 2000s over concerns that the cord could pose a strangulation hazard. The liquid inside could be toxic, and the whole toy could be ultra-flammable. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission declined.
They mass-produced fireballs. Literal fireballs. And it would come back.
Yeah.
Like napalm.
Oh, man.
Blind to recall or ban the toy, but some states and retailers did stop selling.
So Jarts are the brand name that lawn darts were sold under initially. Welcome in, Izzy.
Them. New toy standards also limit the cord to a shorter length, lessening strangulation risk. Kick scooters. Kick scooters may be one of the most ubiquitous toys on the market, but they're also one of the riskiest.
Oh, yeah.
Found that they were behind a 40% rise in toy-related injury rates between 1990 and 2011. Researchers from Johns Hopkins say the most common injuries include arm and hand fractures and cuts as
God, I'm gonna have that kid's headache later.
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh my God. And the worst part is when you go to like kick your scooter around and it swings around and hits your shin.
Yes. Those are the worst.
As strains and sprains. Scooters aren't disappearing anytime soon, so experts stress the need for kids to wear helmets as well as knee and elbow pads while riding.
Look what I can do.
Mini hammocks. You know that scene in the movies when an unsuspecting
Mini hammocks.
individual stepped into an apparently innocuous cargo net only to be hoisted into the air by what turned out to be a trap? Someone decided to market them as hammocks for kids. You might think of it as the best kids' toy choice, but 10 different manufacturers eventually had to recall over 3 million mini hammocks.
Wow.
12 children died between 1984 and 1980.
They would string them too tightly and then try to jump into them. They'd also put them too high. And so, and you could like roll somebody up in them just like a Christmas goose, man.
Right.
5 and many more were injured. The hammocks did not feature spreader bars to keep them open, resulting in a twisting mess that risked strangulation every time a kid tried to get in or out. Snack time Cabbage Patch doll.
You can skip this one.
Cabbage Patch dolls were a must-have toy for their time, sparking
All right, this is the one. This is hands down the most dangerous toy that has been made by the hand of man. This thing comes with literal uranium, bro. Like,
Atomic Energy Lab. When it was sold in the early 1950s as the most elaborate atomic energy educational set ever produced, Gilbert's original promotions claimed that none of the materials could prove dangerous. The instructions encouraged laboratory cleanliness by cautioning users not to break the seals on 3 of the ore sample jars, for they tend to flake and crumble, and it may run the risk of having radioactive ore spread out in the laboratory. In 2006, the pop culture publication Radar magazine called the lab set one of the 10 most dangerous toys of all time because of the radioactive material it included. Don't you think this would be the most dangerous kids' toy ever? Share your comments in the comment section below.
hands down.
Inflatable baby boats. Aqualeisure's.
All right. A badly designed float is horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, God, it's nightmarish.
Various inflatable baby boat were supposed to be a fun way for a baby or toddler to float safely in a pool. The problem was the boat's leg straps were prone to tear, causing the baby or toddler in question to slip through. In 2009, 4 million of the boats were recalled after more than 30 infants nearly drowned. It turned out Aqualeisure had been aware of the problem for at least 6 years, and the Consumer Product Safety Commission ultimately fined the company $650,000. Water beads. Tiny, colorful water beads are undeniably mesmerizing. Made from super absorbent polymers.
Yeah, you see where this is going, right?
Sometimes up to
I don't know why anybody would let their kids play with those.
Yeah, no, they're gonna eat them. You know they're gonna eat them.
I mean, that's the same with like marbles until they're a certain age. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not supposed to let your kids smoke either.
200 times their original size when placed in water. Unfortunately, that means bad news for kids who ingest them. An 8-month-old even had injury to remove a water ball that had expanded to block the intestines.
Right, and that's really the threat. That's why you don't eat that gel stuff in the package, no matter how tasty it is.
Some brands of this, our most dangerous toys, were recalled in the late 2012. They're still on the shelves, mostly at craft stores and garden centers, etc. So, what do you think is the most dangerous toy? Don't you think we should be more conscious?
So, do y'all have a choice on the most dangerous toy yet? Because the next one is very annoying.
Oh, I definitely think that gun thing so far. Well, no, the chemistry set, I guess. But
yeah, well, the chemistry set has the requirement for like a full EPA team to come clean up after wherever it's been.
Right.
These 5 discontinued products from your childhood got banned, and you won't believe why. First up, the Barbie rollerblades. Apparently, the rollerblades themselves would catch on fire. It got on fire! Now we have the limited edition toy, and it will say inappropriate stuff like this. What the hell?
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, dude, there were fist fights at the store for these things.
Disturbing.
I know, and then all that, yeah.
We'll keep people's fingers off and their hair. It's actually stuck. Put it off. It's still in the mouth. And here we have the giant pogo stick. It was literally banned because you could jump too high and hurt yourself.
Oh my lord! I didn't know that.
Now we have the oozinator, and it was banned due to its suck-like fluid that shot out of the gun.
Money shot.
Ew.
Childhood products.
The toy market is constantly
changing. Car Thief News, if you're out there, this was for you, bud.
Over the years, kids have enjoyed many different toys. Although many have been popular, they may not have been the safest. Quite a few of them have caused serious injuries and even death. Today, we will discuss some of the most dangerous toys of all time. In the late 1800s, a toy was released by the Stevens Company, which was the model dockyard locomotive.
All right. So there was a whole bunch of these that were made, and my mother had one of these.
Yeah.
And very rarely, specifically when she'd get drunk, she'd go and pull it out of the whatnot closet, and it was just a big display shelf we had in the living room. She'd go pick it up. We'd go outside to the concrete, and she'd fill it up with alcohol and water and light it up, and we'd sit and watch it ride around. The dumbest shit ever, but it's one of those really wholesome memories that you have of like things bursting in the fire, and burning stuff with your mom. There's nothing more wholesome than that.
This was powered by using an actual steam engine that required either kerosene or alcohol. The child would then light the heat to make the steam so the engine would go. This metal locomotive didn't have tracks, and it would often leak flammable fluid as it went across the house. It was basically a fire or explosion just waiting to happen. The A.C. Gilbert Company was an American toy company that was started by Alfred Carlton Gilbert in 1909. At one time, it became the largest toy company in the world. They made tons of toys, including telescopes and microscopes. Mr. Gilbert believed in toys that would help shape the future by teaching them skills, and especially in science.
Yeah.
Some of the toys that they released would never make it in today's market. Gilbert Castor kits were sold from 1931 to 1942.
All right. So this is exactly what it looks like. This is quite literally a tiny forging furnace.
Uh-huh.
It made lead things, little soldiers, and you let your kids play with this.
It's crazy.
Could cast their own lead alloy soldiers, football players, marching bands, circus animals, and various other things with over 3 dozen molds. After these were cast, the children would paint them. We now understand the dangers of lead, so this is certainly not a kid's toy now. One of the earlier toys that the Gilbert Company made was the glass blowing kits, complete with brass torches.
Yes.
This is certainly an art form that is still being done today, but it is not a kid's toy that you will see in the store. The Gilbert Company also produced chemistry sets. In addition to the glass and burners, kids would also play with things that were highly explosive or corrosive, such as potassium nitrate or sulfuric acid. Some of the concoctions a child could make had the possibility of wreaking havoc on respiratory systems. Sodium cyanide could also be found.
These kids were making mustard gas in the kitchen.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
In some of these earlier kits. By the 1960s, the chemistry sets changed and they became non-toxic and non-explosive.
And non-fun.
One of the most interesting toys that the company ever came out with was the U-238 Atomic Energy Laboratory. This was only out a couple years, and after I explain it, you'll understand why. The kit came with alpha particles, beta particles, gamma particles, as well as 4 uranium ore samples. It also had a cloud chamber, which allowed the child to watch the alpha particles travel more than 10,000 miles per second. One of the activities the kit suggested is playing hide and seek with the gamma ray source. The kit could then use the Geiger counter and locate the radioactive sample. Wonder how many kids lost the sample or placed it in their mouth. This kit originally sold for $49.50, which is more like $500 in today's money. The A.C. Gilbert Company went out of business in 1967 because the founder, Alfred Carlton Gilbert, died in 1961. Mattel introduced the belt-buckle Derringer toy gun in 1959.
1959.
It's not just it's concealed carry.
Most would assume these were harmless, but they would be wrong. If a kid extended his stomach or caused a little friction, the gun would then fire a toy bullet and set off a cap. There were instances where this cap caused serious burns to the child and the toy was removed from the market.
What were they thinking?
In 1920, Zulu Manufacturing in Battle Creek, Michigan came out with the Zulu blowing game. The box stated the game was The game came with a 24-inch cardboard
shoot your eye out with that thing, kid.
That were meant to hit a target, but they could really pierce the double cardboard shipping carton. There's no doubt that these could also pierce the skin, or even worse, put out an eye. The really confusing
You
part.
had one, Chuck? That's cool. I mean, that's neat.
But if you happen to have that chemistry set from earlier, you could really take down your quarry.
Was the instructions, at least for kids. The child user was supposed to inhale and then put his lips on the blowgun and give a little puff. Kids were putting their lips on the blowgun first and then inhaling, which was causing severe choking hazards.
Oh my god.
Fortunately, this toy can no longer be found in the stores.
Darwin was
Kids
right.
can no longer shoot darts at their siblings or anyone else for that matter. Pogo sticks and their history go back to 1891 when they were patented. Initially, they were basically a stick with no handles until decades later when they decided to add the handlebars, which would add better stability. The majority of the time, people
I
got
hated
injured
fucking
because it
pogo
was
sticks. I could never do them.
balance on them.
Dude, I never gave a tiddly damn about a pogo stick.
I couldn't do it. I would get like 5-6 jumps. Like, yeah.
That wasn't the issue. The issue was it was stupid. It was just dumb. It was a waste of energy and time, and you ended up with
No,
sore
it
feet.
wasn't.
I did not enjoy
I just
it.
didn't do it, so I didn't like it.
Occasionally, the springs inside would break and cause multiple injuries when they fell. If all of that doesn't sound dangerous enough, then how about this? In the 1960s, a product called Hop Rod was released. It was marketed as being so safe that even mom and pop could do it. Heck, even grandpa could do it. It was basically a pogo stick with a gas engine added to it. The bouncing action would then fire the spark plug, and each bounce would take you higher and higher.
All right. Since we're
Maybe
at
it
this,
was because I was a chunky kid. I don't know.
Hey guys,
So I couldn't ever get that bounce.
the backyard scientists here went and found one of these pogo sticks and completely rebuilt the darn thing.
Mhm.
And then he sees about trying to utilize the damn thing. This is the hot rod. We're going to start right around the commercial.
It's nearly impossible to get. I am talking about, of course, the legendary Hop Rod motorized pogo stick, sold for only 1 year from 1961 to 1962.
The big stick is here. It's the Hop Rod,
That's
the
what
world's
she
first
said.
powerized pogo stick. That's right. A newly designed gasoline engine powers the Hop Rod and fires you back up every time you come down.
1
Oh,
year.
that's
So that
crazy.
must mean that this is the most epic, dangerous.
Good night, make
Can
stupid
I
people
make
famous.
stupid people
I have to
famous?
But like
Still
I
waiting
said,
on
they
my
are
famous.
hard to find. They're very rare. Maybe one goes for sale per year on eBay, and it sells for thousands of dollars. So
Yeah.
I might not be able to find a hop rod, but I can build one. I found the original patents online for the machine.
I don't think he
Wow.
actually ends up having to build it. I think he finds one.
My own working one. So I've been up all night studying the patents, and this is what I've came up with, my own version of the hop rod.
Oh, no.
How it works, super simple, just like a car engine. You have a piston that travels up and down inside of the cylinder. Fuel
right.
and air get injected into the cylinder.
Wheel of calamity, turn, turn, turn. Show us the future that we should learn. Broken ankles and a bad heel,
Yeah.
right?
The piston compresses it, the spark plug ignites it, and it pushes the piston down, and it pushes you up into the air. So we got to work welding it together, and this is what I have. This is my Mad Max version of the Hop Rod Pogo
Mad
stick.
Max.
I still need to figure out how to get it to fire, but it does jump. I can jump on it. So far, so good, right? But the problem is I just can't figure out how to trigger
This
it.
is
Either
gonna be
using limit
bad.
switches or a Hall effect sensor on the shaft or something like that. It sat alone in the corner of my garage, rusting away until something amazing happened. A hop rod appeared on eBay. Screw this thing, I'm getting a real. Oh no, it shot up to 3,000 and I was outbid. Hold on there. All hope is not lost. I found someone on YouTube with 2 hop rods and he agreed to sell me one of his. So big thank you to Pete for selling me a hop rod.
All right.
Now I can
So Brother Man just missed a real close miss, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you know that would have broken his shin bones if he'd tried to jump on it.
Yeah.
break all of my bones in new and exciting ways. We got it. This is the pogo stick. The first thing I noticed is the box is pretty light. Oh, look at there it is. It's actually kind of smaller than I thought it would be. Here we go. The Hop Rod Pogo Stick. It's in pretty good condition. Like the label still looks nice.
What's up?
And you're about to fuck it all up.
I think he's just going to try to use it, but there's a reason why these things weren't used.
Or just put some gas in and send it.
I say we put some gas in and send it.
All right, time to mix up some gasoline. Oh my god. Add it to
Oh
the
my
gas
God.
tank below the carburetor and add 8C batteries to power the spark
Oh,
plug. Okay.
wow.
I'm kind of nervous about this. Let's try it.
Depend on him.
Oh, it worked. Ow, it hurt my ankle.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why this thing is banned. Saw that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how many hops did he get off?
Like 4 or 5?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Oh!
8.
Oh, it
There's
worked.
7th one.
Ow, it hurt my ankle.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't ready for that. Ow, man, that kind of hurt. I just sprained my ankle.
Yeah.
Ow, this sucks. I don't like, I mean, I feel like it's going off at the wrong time.
It's weird. The timing is unsettling.
Well, we tried it over and over, practicing and practicing till we could hop on the hop rod without hopping off right away. It took about 20 minutes for us to learn how to ride it and keep our balance, but after that, easy. Well, look at this. I'm bleeding on both of my ankles. There
Yeah.
and there, because if this thing's
It's
at an
after
ankle when it goes off,
souls.
Yeah.
it's just gonna like knock you right in the ankle. So I think I figured out why we were having so much trouble jumping.
Much
on
love,
this.
brother.
And the reason is it's not a normal pogo stick, but we were treating it like a normal pogo stick, because in a normal pogo stick, you kind of jump up with it when it's on the ground to push yourself back up. But with this, you can't do that because it can jump up faster than you can. And if you're not ready for it, it'll practically break your ankles. Even when you are ready for it, the kick from the piston can be pretty strong. But the question is, can we make it stronger? So its own fuel called
Yes.
Go or something
Absolutely.
We're
and everybody has a different idea.
we're gonna give you an honorary redneck card, bro, just for asking the question.
Yeah.
What was actually in it. Some people said it was castor oil and alcohol. Some people said it was gasoline. Some people said it was white gas. So I have no idea what the actual fuel for this is supposed to be. To solve this mystery, I'm testing different fuels to see which one works the best.
Okay.
I tried mineral spirits, naphtha, alcohol, 20% nitromethane, and I've got to say the best one is definitely naphtha. That works good. I wonder if we got an actual reading for this. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, that's scary.
From the footage, you can see the naphtha seemed to be twice as powerful, almost reaching 12 inches. Maybe even too powerful. Okay. Ouch. I want to show you how this works because it's actually a really cool design. So inside of this is a piston that moves up and down like a car. And when I push down on it...
Do we care about how it works or
No.
just the injuries it causes?
The piston goes up to
Right.
the top of the...
I'm just pointing out that people are stupid and they do really dumb shit.
Of
Like,
course.
if you give somebody a pogo stick with an engine on it, the first question they're going to ask is, how can we make it better?
Mhm.
Because humans everywhere, all over the world, are just freaking idiots.
Yes, sir.
The toy market is constantly changing.
Share screen.
We're not there yet.
Oh, I heard it.
It's because we're going over things we've already seen. I want to do the Jarts one again.
Okay.
'Cause why are you being like this?
Lawn darts were also called jarts, and they were introduced in the 1960s. These were 12-inch long weighted darts with a spike on one end that people would throw outside on the lawn. The object of the game was to throw the darts into the air and watch them land inside a hoop for the target. The problem came when people were getting hit with these darts and they were getting seriously injured. A court case in 1970 tried to ban these, but they returned to the market where they were once again sold. Between 1978 and 1988, they injured around 7,000
Bro, I'll be honest with you. The first time I saw that head, I knew it'd give you problems.
people. In 1987, a 7-year-old girl was killed by one of the darts when it penetrated her skull. The United States Consumer Product Safety Commission issued a notice ordering the lawn darts to be tossed away or destroyed immediately. Clackers, which were also called click-clacks or knockers, are the swing wing was a toy that was similar to the hula hoop, except it was worn on the head and twirled by moving the neck and or body. It was developed by the Transogram Games and introduced in 1965. The constant motion was said to give people whiplash and brain hemorrhages. Some adults that played with this toy complain about suffering from chronic neck pain to this day. The Thing Maker or Creepy Crawlers was a toy made by Mattel beginning in 1964. This was a super popular toy, but it presented several safety concerns with children.
Yep.
Kids were instructed to take the plastic goop and add it onto an electric-powered mold that was heated up to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. The possibility of burning wasn't the only problem. Many people who had this toy remember the smell it had. The fumes that the burning plastic would release were certainly not ideal for little ones. Another interesting toy that came out in the 1960s was the Power Mite Working Power Tools, released by Ideal in 1969. These were marketed as the toy just like Dad's, only smaller and safer for little hands. These die-cast metal and plastic tools were plugged into a battery-operated terminal and were powerful enough to cut through styrofoam or balsa wood. Were these toys dangerous? Let us know in the comments below. When the Battlestar Galactica missile launcher first went into stores in 1978,
Welcome in, brother.
A warning label. Do not put or fire red missiles into mouth or towards face. If kids heeded this warning, then it wouldn't have been so bad. In 1979, the toy was recalled after choking, eye gouging, and even a death occurred.
Right? The serial killer starter kit.
When Mattel recalled the missile launcher, they offered a Hot Wheels car in exchange. Barbie has become one of the most popular toys of all time. In 1991, Mattel released
Rollerblades Barbie. Yeah, this is the one that catches on fire.
The Rollerblade Barbie. It sounds harmless, but her skates featured a cigarette lighter-like device that would shoot out sparks when they rolled on a flat surface. The issue came when little girls would put a dress on her and it would light it up on fire. An even bigger issue came along when kids rolled her skates through or near flammable liquids. Cabbage Patch Kids are another doll that has been super popular. In the 1980s, parents went into literal fistfights over these dolls on Black Friday. That alone could land these dolls on the list, but that's not why we have them listed. In 1996, they released the Cabbage Patch Snack Time Kids, and this doll could literally eat you. Sky Dancers appeared in 19... Aqua Dots was another dangerous toy of... The final one that we will discuss...
All right. This is the whole reason this video is in this stash, is because of this thing.
It's very strange, and it's not exactly a toy. These were baby cages or playpens that allowed kids to get fresh air in sky-rise buildings. The cages would hang out the windows, suspended high in the air. The idea came from the early 1900s with the idea of combating tuberculosis with fresh air. In 1921, the patent was filed, and they became extremely popular in London during the 1930s. Ultimately, the sales declined in the 1950s due to safety concerns. Boy, that was a hard
No shit.
Toys are an important part of growth and development for children. Many changes have taken place within the toy market over the years.
All right, so at this point, I have something that I got just for us.
IRS serving warrants after you.
All right. Right. You got to do it right or it don't count. So, are you familiar with Acorn Stash?
Yep.
So we got some memes over here to kind of wrap up the whole evening because there's only so many toys that you can sit and lament about.
Right. Right.
I'm allergic to red dye.
Mm-hmm.
And so the creepy crawlers things, almost all of those plastic things, the goop has various levels of red dye in it, and it would break me out like freaking poison oak.
Yeah.
So, of course, this is going to be great. He always does good work.
IRS serving warrants after you failed to put your pronouns on your 1040.
Ooh.
Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Acorn, and today is Sunday, which means it's time for the next episode of Laugh While the World Burns.
Well, no, I learned very young not to put strange things on my skin because I would react to almost everything. Like the old school Band-Aid bandages that were made of cloth, the glue on them would just peel my skin off. Like it wouldn't stay on 15 minutes. It just blister up my skin and it'd fall off.
Where I show some of the idiocracy that is modern day society. Please support the channel by hitting that like button.
You're fired.
Share this video with your family, friends, and social media. We got a lot of good memes this week and some idiocracy news. So let's get into it. Government adding up how much I owe them for the services that I never asked for and do not want. I don't understand why banks get upset when you can't repay a loan. You already knew I had no money when I came. That is a good point. I'll beat Donald Reagan this September. You can take that to the post office. United Airlines. Fly how you identify. Our new non-binary gender options are now available.
What?
Just getting a headache. That's all. It's these thoughts that he keeps putting in my head. Hey, now. What's up, Scotty Wallace?
Identify as a carry-on bag. You will now let me fly anywhere for $30. That guy needs an award.
He really does.
Can you please teach us some math? No, I haven't finished talking about my life yet. From Fox News, DJ Pauly D on inflation. The best experts. Me putting back that $5.89 pack and getting the $5.69 pack instead, because that 20 cents adds up.
They don't judge me.
Without a single degree, they built roads that have lasted an eternity. And then the engineers arrived. Yep, fact check true. Today, this is supposed to be normal. And if you dare question what they call normal, then you automatically become a right-wing terrorist. I lost the election, but you still have some time in office to do some of the things you said you wanted to do. Florida man arrested for stealing $100,000 worth of frozen.
Woo! The great bacon heist of Florida. I'm going to have to look that up. We could do a whole show on that. Absolutely.
Bacon. Wow. I didn't realize that there was a black market for bacon. Kevin Costner can take comfort knowing that Waterworld is no longer his biggest flop. Hey now, I actually like that movie.
I really like Waterworld. Because I suck at this.
20 years, 6 election cycles, 0 blue counties, and gargantuan white-tailed deer.
True.
What flag is this? And why is their obesity rate so high? I keep seeing women use it. What country are they from? Oh man. I'm assuming that this person is just being sarcastic. But if they weren't, it would actually just make it that much funnier.
It would.
CNN. Navy SEALs were drinking in Iraq. Veterans and the rest of the military. That must have been a really slow news day.
Right.
I bet the next story was about the break room.
Ooh.
The same system that kept you in the dark about Ghislaine Maxwell and her client list doesn't mind live streaming Johnny Depp's trial.
Facts. Absolute
That's one
facts.
of many distractions. All of us walking past.
All right, we've got our participation trophy of the night. Crazy Dingo says Waterworld was a washout. Thank you for playing.
The people that called us crazy in 2020. That wasn't nothing. I've been called crazy for over 20 years now. He called them the thought police. Big Tech calls them fact checkers.
Fact.
Well, fact check true.
Yeah. Fact check true.
Americans are living under more tyranny now than I was under British rule. He certainly isn't telling a lie. Silly Americans. Laws are for the slaves.
Ooh.
We need to invent technology that's never even been invented yet. Yeah, That's usually how it goes. A voter with 163,000 in student debt feels betrayed by Biden.
No shit. You don't
Why does
say.
my microwave have a chaos mode? You're just getting prepared for Tiawaki. Uncoachable kids become unemployable adults. Let your kids get used to someone being tough on them. It's life. Get over it.
Nice.
Making people show ID to vote. Making people show ID and card to buy groceries. Coming soon to a town near you.
I'm a hoe isn't a
All right.
tribe.
Before I show you guys this church sign, there's just a couple things that I'll point out. First, apparently, Michael Jordan is the pastor.
Nice.
Secondly, at the top of the sign, they quote Hosea 4:6. My people perish for lack of knowledge. But then they put this on their sign. Warning, African Americans, a vote for Trump will put blacks, folks, back to picking cotton.
I blame the Department of Education.
Me, the next 4 years, watching Elon Musk and Vivek dismantle the government. I'm sorry, guys.
Nah, I don't think it's going to
I
happen.
think a whole lot of you are going to be very disappointed in the months and years to come.
Right?
I kind of hope that I'm wrong,
I want to be wrong.
but I
want to
highly
be
doubt
wrong.
it.
25 gallons of used
Ooh,
vegetable
who
oil.
farted? That's no fart. That's a bioweapon attack.
Actually, Biden shit his pants.
Wicked doll packaging misprint drives 12-year surge in traffic to adult sites.
Oh my God. Did you hear about that?
I'm sure
That's,
that
oh
was
my
just a
God.
misprint.
Facts.
I don't even see the Oscars anymore. I just seen Epstein. Americans barricading homes to weather election cycle. Well, better keep those boards up then,
Right?
because we're not to January 20th yet.
Certainly not.
Describe the following voter. Trump, Harris. Travis Kelce. I think that's a very fitting reply.
Hold on. I think these gender swaps, these freaking race swaps in the movies have gone just a little bit too far. They've gone too far. Y'all have got to chill out, yo. This is not natural. Fucking polar bears.
If you voted for Trump, I refuse to have sex with you. I'm not sure what's scarier, the insane food prices or the food that's being sold to us.
Right?
The answer is both, and they're only going to get worse by the day. Finally, a kid without a smartphone. Yeah, most everyone will be quick to jump on it and say, how bad machine. When you find out your propaganda is losing its effect.
He's got tears.
I'd say that most of you guys here on the channel probably gets this.
Cannibals. No, you don't. I caught you on that one. No, sir. No, sir.
Don't worry,
By the way, are we ever going to circle back around to that?
it won't be long until you won't be able to get on the internet without your government-issued biometric ID. Or you could get a chip in your brain and it'll just automatically identify you, which will be way more convenient. Americans who oppose war. Americans who oppose war, except when it's their candidate in office. Democrats admit Trump actually won in 2020 and is now unable to serve third term. Well, this is from the Babylon Bee, which means this could happen anytime now.
Right. Yes. It's not our fault he didn't know he was in office.
Governments create wealth the same way ticks create blood. Well, it's like I've said on the show back some time ago. The word politics is actually a combination of two Latin words. Poly, meaning many, and ticks, meaning blood-sucking creatures. And in today's society, that's speaking literally for a whole lot of them.
Right? Where are these glorious Americans that we have missing in our...
This isn't a fight between Republican and Democrat. It's communism versus freedom. But will soon be a fight for survival. Hi, my name was Emma. I love these new vegan stickers.
Get in my belly!
Another bacon meme. I don't eat pork, but beef bacon and goat bacon is pretty good.
Goat bacon
when
is
you're able
good.
to find them, at least.
Yeah. Right.
Portland amends odor code after smell complaints caused Vietnamese restaurants closure. I'm sorry, but if the smell from your restaurant is so bad that you're getting complaints, that people's complaining to the city about you, what in the world are you serving in there?
Wow.
Man uses avocado as a grenade and robs 2 banks for $32,000.
All right, there's another one I'm going to have to look into. All warfare is based on deception.
Based on deception.
Accurate.
Sun Tzu, The Art of War. I don't think you realize how close we came to a world-ending event.
Oh, God.
Well, that's just too bad. Then we made the brain chip guy their new hero. Trump says he has already spoken with 70 world leaders since being elected. Well, that's why there's no normal people that ever become president. None of us could ever stand to be on the phone that much. Things adults shouldn't believe in anymore.
Except for California and
my mood at the gas pump. I know there's a lot of people out there that believe now that Trump is in office that all the prices of food and fuel and everything else will start going down.
Nope. That was what he's
Here's
planning
the
to do.
problem with that. One, all the wars that's going on overseas, which have not only caused the need for more fuel to all those countries involved, but has also disrupted fuel supplies for multiple reasons. And just one other point, the U.S. strategic reserves is basically empty now, which means it'll have to be refilled. And that is going to cause another surge in fuel demands inside the U.S. So yeah, there could possibly be at least fuel prices stabilizing or maybe dropping slightly. But it's only a matter of time before those fuel prices start maxing out your credit card again.
That's accurate. That is so
I'm not
accurate.
sure what this is concerning, but I saw a photo or a thumbnail a few days ago that looked very similar to this. If you guys know what this is about, drop it down in the comments. Yep, I believe in climate change. The climate changes 4 times a year, every 3 months, every year. This has been going on for thousands of years and never posed a danger until the globalist government got involved with their climate change. Do I believe in the climate change narrative that they push? Absolutely not.
Dookie, what's
I
up,
don't
shit
know
show?
Why anyone would?
Welcome
when
in,
they
Duke City
contradict
crew.
themselves
Good to
time
see you.
and time over. Now, do I believe that man is changing the weather? Yes, I do. It's called geoengineering, and it's being done through many different means. A friend who worked in Chicago his entire life tells me it's not that violent. He's a tail guy on a school bus. Our founding fathers went to great lengths to ensure that we were a republic and not a democracy. In fact, the word democracy does not appear in the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, or any other of our founding documents. This is true.
Do I need to play that again for the motherfuckers in the back what ain't listening?
I remember seeing an old news video, probably from the 1950s. There was a congressman speaking to Congress, warning of how the word democracy was being used by people in the government and the media. And he was explaining why that was a very dangerous thing. And basically, everything that he said about it in that news video has all come to pass.
Facts.
And now today, the word republic is rarely even used. And most people don't even know the difference. And I'll end the episode with this. If Planned Parenthood was unaliving puppies instead of babies, America would have shut them down by now.
Facts.
Actually, in my opinion, this is not true. They would have shut them down as soon as the first one tried to open.
Right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of the show and the end of all time. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. We're going to let Nightbot have a little something to say. Hey, Jot, you got anything to say? I'll pop a titty out that baby's mouth and be like, what you doing? All right, get out of here. So I appreciate y'all coming through. I love each and every one of you like a brother and a sister. But if you give me any trouble tonight, I'll run every single damn one of y'all off this mountain. We're going to be going out with something like this.
3, 2, 1.
And here we go.
On my own, here we go.
If you're looking for the guilty, you need only look into a mirror.
The communists declared that the real differences among